Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Should be live and I should have audio. That's always a big question mark over here on this channel, isn't it? I also saved the coffee stir for you guys. Beautiful. So good morning, Adam. Good morning, Gerald. How are you guys doing? Let me just move some of the stuff aside. We have to take a small production pause from what we were doing, which was working on the teacher's project, because my boss, well, let's put it this way. There's a very expensive piece of machinery that one of my boss's clients, my clients, just had a Sunday roast followed by ice cream. Very nice. So anyways, well, one of the clients that we work for, they have a very expensive piece of equipment. Like no way they're going to justify buying a new one. And the controller pooped the bed. The controller is very expensive, and so my boss asked me if he could, well, he bought a generic controller for it, which doesn't work properly. It's just because it's just a specific thing, and he asked me if I can modify it to work, and I said, yeah, I can. And Gerald, I forgot that I had mentioned I'm going fishing. So I went yesterday. So not only did I catch, I caught 3 pike, because it was pike season that opened, northern pike. But my father, who kind of, I don't know if he actually enjoys fishing. You never get a straight answer out of him, but I don't know if he enjoys fishing or just being out on the water or spending time with me. I don't know what it is. But he doesn't seem to be an active fisherman, if that makes sense. But he caught 3. So we caught 6 pike yesterday. I kept 1 because my hook, my lure was about this big, and the bastard swallowed the whole damn thing. So he had blood coming out of his gills. So I was like, okay, well, this one is going on the dinner plate. So I have it filleted, and I have to cut it up, and I'm probably gonna do some beer batter and shallow fry it. Let me go get our project. Okay, interesting to know. There is my boss's name and address on this, so I'm gonna have to cover that up. So yeah, so my pike that I murdered was the biggest of the day as well, 5.2 pounds. However, there was some biggins in there. There was some huge fish cruising around my so my fishing spot, which I know very well. Here, let me watch your eyeballs, folks. My fishing spot, which I know very well, is very, like, the pike concentrate in a couple areas early in the season when the water's still cold. And then when they move to deeper water, I can't find them. So mostly early season, that's when I go pike fishing. And then later in the season, it just becomes bass only pretty much. All right, I think that's properly covered. There we go. Good morning, Locke. So, yeah, it was nice. It was nice to be on the water. Do I still have the input? Okay. So I'll show you guys. We need to make a YouTube video because turns out I'm a YouTuber. I need to make videos. So this is the A400 controller. So let me show you guys. So this is, you don't get much. And so this is the deal. Start, stop, up, down, left, right. So the so the start allows you to get this thing going. The stop allows you to turn off the control. It's basically turn off the controls, but you can actually wire it to start the engine and stuff. So the up and down is what we need to get working. The left and right is just essentially sending power. Here, let me. So this is how it works. So the left and right, when you click this, a relay clicks and it powers the wires. And to do a left and right, to turn, so this is a big, it's a big leaf blower with a big turbine. If you want to Google it, it's called a buffalo blower, something like that. Getting a shower. Usually it's taking a shower, but okay. So anyways, so it's a giant leaf blower that you tow behind your vehicle. And so the chute turns left and right, and it's essentially just a window motor, like a wiper motor. So if you hold down this, it'll turn this way. If you hold down this, it'll turn this way. And that's no problem. There's nothing wrong with that. That works. The up and down is supposed to throttle the gas motor up and down. However, these are still only momentary buttons. They only work while you're touching them. And that's a problem because the gas motor controller expects a variable voltage. So we need to solve that. So my idea is to use a little RP2040 inside here. Of course, my screwdriver has left the chat because, oh no, wait, it should be over here. I was gonna say, because I did some work with it. Where are you? Oh boy, so old. Okay, so this looks like a number 2. It is a number 2. I just want to wipe the handle off here. I was working on my outboard with this thing. All right, so this is a waterproof box. Oh boy, there's the sound it makes. Okay, so here's the internals. So here is the radio receiver. Here is a power board. So I can actually grab power from this end here. So it would be a conditioned output. The only thing I need to check is if the grounds are the same, because I need to House of Contractors product. What am I looking at? Hang on a sec. Let me check. Check. Yes, did I say the branding? Because that is it. Let me... There we go. So yes, it's a gas-powered engine. Here's the little, here the chute. Can go left, right. So that's it. It is ridiculous. It is an insane thing. They have a like a warehouse that we work in, like a garage. And my boss has no qualms of firing this thing up inside the garage. But yeah, this is basically what we're working on. Oh, we have an older version, apparently. How's it going, ITT? Oh, I did say Buffalo Blower. Okay. All right, so let's figure out, because, so the deal is I want to take the output, which is a momentary 12-volt output from these guys, and I want it to output a PWM, essentially. Okay, let's make a plan. Also, my back is already starting to get iffy, so I may have to sit for this stream, but it is what it is. Okay, so what we have, okay, what we need. What we need is a PWM output, okay? And ideally, I would be able to go 0%, 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, and 100%. So that would be the ideal. So that's what we need. And that's on 12 volts. Okay. And then what we have blowing a buffalo comes to mind. Yeah. How's it going, Jackie Craft? So what we have is we have a momentary 12 volts up, or momentary 12 volts down. Now, obviously, I'd like to do this with microcontrollers so I can control the percentage output. So I think the first thing that I would need is I would have to so these are AC, 12 volts AC. It doesn't matter if it's AC or DC because there's a rectifier bridge here. So I think first thing I would need to do is tap into this, because I don't want my ground. I need a good ground is basically what I'm getting at here. I need a reliable ground. So this will not be AC in anymore. It'll be DC in. So that means that these wires, which are 1 and 2, we will have to dedicate them either positive or negative. One of the two. And then stick to that convention inside here. Definitely. And then here are the 2 relays for the side to side. Down here is the east and the west, and you can tell that we'll power it up momentarily. But you could tell that because there's little LEDs on these drivers right there that turn on. So definitely know that this works. And yeah, so my idea is to fit my solution into this empty hole. As you can see, this controller, this box, has an optional 2 more buttons. See how the controller has room for 2 more buttons? And they populated all of the relay drivers, but not all of the relays. It's very interesting. Okay, so yeah, one of these will have to be power, one will have to be ground, for sure. Oh yeah, here's the diagram if you're interested. No, you can't control. Wouldn't you want an analog resistor? No, you can't control a potentiometer from a remote. You know, like you could work like you could work a potentiometer with a servo or something, but that is way more complex. This is a lot simpler. Those relays are labeled backwards. How so? How are they labeled backwards? Main, RO, up, down, east, west, south, north. Oh, you mean like north, south, east, west? Maybe. But this was made in China, so I assume they read right to left? Maybe? Or up to down? I don't remember. Anyways, here's the wiring diagram. So there you got the power 1 and 2. We're going to have to select 1 to be the power 1, the power in. And then here's the common, which we're going to link to 1. It controls a giant gas-powered turbo leaf blower, essentially. Well, this thing controls nothing right now. I'm going to make it control that. So you got the COM and the main, and then the RO. I don't remember what the RO is. Oh, oh yeah. So when this thing, you go on, you know what? It's probably best I just show you guys. We're burning a lot of time here. I will show you. But anyways, I have to put this all back together because we're making a YouTube video. Dang nabbit. All right, so power and ground. Doesn't matter which is power, which is ground for now. And then this is voltage, 12, enter. And then current, we're going to put like 1 amp. Okay, that output on. So this is on. Now this thing doesn't have any batteries. Just kind of a pain in the ass because the holes are recessed. What do I have to do with it? Hold on a sec. I have to take a momentary 12 volt up signal and a momentary 12 volt down signal and convert it into a PWM output. at 12 volts. And I'm getting paid for this because this is actually my day job. So now I'm doing my night job during the day. My day job during the night. Whatever. We're going to put batteries in this to make it easier to deal with. And we're going to try to make it all fit inside this little hole here. Double dipping. Yeah, I have brought up the point that I wanted to make YouTube videos at the client's facilities because they're freaking cool. It is 5 a.m. Are you on the West Coast? You must be on the West Coast. It is 8:30 here. So I brought up the point that I wanted to make YouTube videos at the client facility, but unfortunately, I have to have and maintain a security clearance because they do sensitive work. So there is no photography at all on the client's site. But this project is being done here at home, so I don't have to worry about it too much. All right, we need some batteries. Central time. What are you doing up at 5 a.m.? You must be old like me. Did I put that upside down? No, that's how it fits. There we go. More simple, okay, maybe more simple to redo. Problem is, I need to be done by Thursday. I was up at 5 a.m. You're in Ohio. Got back about half an hour ago, same time. So yeah, the problem is with commercial clients like this one. They're not like whatever. If this isn't fixed, they can't do their work for their clients. And so my next shift there is Thursday. And I was asked, you were up at 5 because you're old. Yeah, me too. Nice. So I was asked if this can be done by Thursday, and I said yes. And this is what I was handed, and this is what we're doing. Okay, so this is how it works. So you hit start. Never mind, it can't handle nickel metal hydride batteries. Made it to the Dayton Hamvention on Friday. Good show this year. Very nice. You'll add, yes, I will add a second microcontroller to interpret the data. All my microcontroller will do is handle the throttle because the other part works. It's just that the other part is, just make sure I did this correctly here. So the other part is just the momentary inputs are fine, but I need a constant on the other one. Okay, do I have any AAA cells? Those are double A's. Are these my still good or my non-good cells? What's that, some guy thing? Yeah, just old people. Oh yeah, I got, this is the LTT Precision driver with the fidget on the back that spins nearly forever. High quality bearing. This time we're going to test it before we put it back together. How about that? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I know, my coffee's getting cold. Good morning, Farm Tech 2 Kim. So let me tell you why I'm an idiot. There's an on-off switch. You know what? I'll put these in. I get the blame if something fails. Well, not me, I guess, my boss's company. But he's got confidence in me. Why don't you have confidence in me? He's paying me to do this. Oh yeah, I should probably test it. Okay, that should be on. There we go. Okay, so now you hear the bong, maybe. So there, that one's on. And then if you hit start again, see, it runs like the starter. Start, and then up, down, left, right. Yeah, probably don't want to burn it out, especially because they want this for Thursday. Stop, guys. You're giving me anxiety here. But expect things can happen. Ask Locke. Locke, why, if they're non-good cells, why would I keep them? The simple answer is because I am too lazy to go to the hazardous waste event in my town. Oh my God, coffee is like seriously the nectar of the gods. So yeah, we have a hazardous waste pickup that happens, I think, once a month in various parts of the city. And that's what I'm saving my dead batteries for. My other job had a box that you could just drop your cells in, and then they would come and pick them up at a regular interval. But because I was like, oh, whatever, that box is there all the time. Whenever I'd forget, it would be a big deal. So now I have a collection of cells I need to bring to the... No, supermarkets don't have it. I think the I think the hardware stores might have them, but I don't know when's the last time I've stepped foot in a hardware store. I always go to like very specialized stores for whatever I need, except for wood. Hardware store would be the only reason. The only reason I'd go to a hardware store is for wood. And yeah, I don't have a reason to buy wood. Okay, so let's film an intro for the video, because I should probably make videos, or else I'm not really a YouTuber. I should really edit some videos too. But I went fishing yesterday instead. Oh. You get blamed for everything else anyways? Oh, that's good. It's good to have a fall person. I guess you wouldn't be technically a fall guy, huh? A fall equal opportunity person. Oh yeah, the other thing is I need to test. Yeah, I need to do a couple things too, because this is a 12-volt output, and so I'm gonna have to. Has anyone other than you pulled batteries out of discarded vapes? I haven't yet. I haven't really found any. I don't go downtown that much. Downtown would have some. Next time I go fishing downtown though, I will, when I'm too lazy to go up all the way to my fishing spot. So my ultimate goal is going to be to finish this job like today, but because of the video production, that might not be possible, because the video production does take a lot of time. So let me put this project into another box, I guess, and stack the box out of sight, so therefore out of mind. What box can I use? This PCBWay box? It's got foam inside. It's good to know. Garbage day is coming up. There we go. Take the foam out of the box. There we go. Now we got a box. All right, let's put this old project in here. We're gonna attack this again soon, but not right now. Oh yeah, and this project. This is my portfolio piece. You're here but not at the keyboard doing stuff. Yeah, that's fine. You will take, well, because there's wires sticking out, I was thinking of taking it after the relay. So, no. I'm just trying to do, in my head, I've got lots of ways to do this that would be better, but right now, better has to take a back seat to done. Does that make sense? Unless there's a specific law against stuff, companies will do what companies do and min-max their profits at the cost of the environment. Doesn't matter. So I would say that's like the least surprising thing. And I honestly, I am sad to say, but I think right now is just about the best time that there's ever been for companies to put the microcontroller inside the same box. It is going in the same box. It's going inside of here. But the wire's sticking out. I'll show you. There's like plugs. I'll show you when we get there. Okay, this going here. But yes, I think we are in the era where it is most permissible for companies to do whatever the hell they want with no consequences. I think there's a generalized acceptance for companies doing whatever the hell they want. Sadly, but it is what it is. Small companies, small businesses, nah, they're not allowed to do anything. But the ones that have an ear in governments, they can do literally anything they want right now. Yeah, exactly. It's all about profit. Well, I mean, this is the system, though, right? There's nothing. That part's not new. We already know. We already know that companies do whatever they want. I think we might be at the point where stuff needs to change, or else stuff's going to go really bad. Oh, by the way, I have a job interview coming up. There are some things I want to keep close to my chest, so I'm not going to explain anything. But yeah, I think I'll just keep that to myself until after the interview, after everything is said and done. But just know that it's coming. Thank you, Locke. Okay, now camera. We haven't used you for a while. I'll let you rest. So now you must not screw up and corrupt my file, please. Thanks. What do we got? What do we got? Live view. Seems to be a cap on here. There is indeed. Pretty smart of me, putting the cap on the camera. It's not OnlyFans? No, it's for an electronics repair position. So there's just, they know I have a YouTube channel. They know about the main YouTube channel I obviously submitted as my proof that I can repair electronics. there's just a couple things I want to hash out in the interview, and I don't necessarily need them to know my cards. What the hell is going on? My studio lights are on, right? What the hell? Is my camera in auto mode? No. Oh, it's an aperture priority instead of manual. Okay. I was like, what the hell is going on? My screen was so dark, it looked like my lights were off. It's because we were at, yeah, a weird shutter speed. How's it going? Wow. Am I talking to an ESP32 server right now? Is that what's going on? Is the AI just like exploding, and now I get to chat with an ESP32 server directly on YouTube? Okay, why is ISO auto? It should be 400. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, you should be. Why is ISO auto? What is going on? That's exposure. I don't want auto ISO. There. 400. What is going on? I take my camera out one day to take pictures of birds. And everything is messed up. Is that all good? Am I all good? There's like a dark spot. Guys, I don't know what's going on here. My bench is not illuminated properly. Am I forgetting something? Whatever. We need the mics though. You're still here. Cards protected mode. Yeah. So I'm gonna go, by the way, you're subbed. Well, thank you for being subscribed. Appreciate it. So now also I'm paranoid, right? Because I applied to like 30 places, like a lot of workplaces, and I have like linked my YouTube channel to each and every one of them, and the local teacher that I told I was going to help with their project, which I am still doing, they found this YouTube channel that wasn't linked. So they actually like went in the description, read the description, found that I had a live stream channel and came here. So now I'm always paranoid. Are the employers watching now here? Because you have changed the parameters, take the picture. Well, it was in auto mode, and when I put it back into manual mode, it should be back to the way it was, but uh-oh. Shit, I'm moving my hands to block the light, and now the ISO is changing. What is going on? It shouldn't change. God damn it. Okay, what's changing? It says f6.3, 1/60th of a second, ISO 400, but yet it's changing what it looks like on the screen. This doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't happen. It's a little, this little eye here. Click little eye. Raw quality, yes. White balance auto, that's fine. Picture control auto, what's this? Auto? Extra high, what? Normal, okay. Okay. There's auto gain. I don't know what's going on. Do you have a factory? I don't want to do a factory reset. I spent so long setting up these settings. Let's just see if it's just in the display. Maybe it's the auto brightness just on my display. I don't know, whatever. It's just an intro. We'll see how it goes. You can focus down on this. No. What the hell is going... Oh, wait. I got it. Okay, okay. Whew. That was stressful. Okay, what it was that the preview was set to picture mode. Now it's set to video mode, and now I can see the okay. We're good. Jesus Christ, man, that was scary. This camera is like it's pretty much a pro camera. All right, we're good. Enlighten you. I don't know what I was. What? Obviously they do. Okay, hold on. They do look your other social media. Yep, they may. Yep. That would be okay. You have a good presence. AI speaking. Do I speak like an AI? Enlighten you about your illumination issues. Okay, the camera is complicated. Basically, it's like a pro grade camera, and I guess I had set it to picture mode just for the rear camera, the rear preview, and now it's back into video mode, so we're good. We are good. It's just, it's a little like, it's a weird dial thing. It's a Nikon D780, if you're wondering. All right, let's do this. Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we've got an actual interesting one. I was asked to make a very expensive piece of equipment work. So basically, this very expensive piece of equipment that is a client of mine's stopped working. It would be very expensive to replace the control circuitry on it. And so my boss decided to order this thing. So it's a A400 controller off of, I don't know, the usual suspects, I guess. And the problem is, it is very close to what we need to make this thing work, but it is not quite what we need to make this thing work. And so, first things first, it has a rugged remote control, which you need when you have your client's employees using the thing, and potentially new recruits and stuff like that. And so this rugged remote control essentially works like so. You flip it on, and then you hit start, and then it wakes up this box, and then it allows you then to control stuff. For example, if you press start again, it'll start the gas engine. If you stop, it'll cut the gas engine. If you turn this left and right, there's a chute on the device that will spin left and right. So these are momentary buttons. That works perfectly. And then this up and down is supposed to be for throttle up and down. The problem is the motor doesn't accept, or the engine doesn't accept these momentary switch inputs. It really needs a constant voltage and an increasing voltage. So higher the voltage goes, the faster the engine will go. So let me open this up and I'll tell you what my plan is. So here's the inside of it. So as you can see here, there's the antenna. I might actually have to glue down this antenna because it'll be in a very high vibration environment. The plan is to get the power in from these and power a little microcontroller that will accept the outputs from these, these momentary outputs, and they'll use them as inputs in order to control a PWM on a MOSFET or something, in order to give the engine a signal to throttle up or throttle down. So this is a 4-stroke engine with a electronic governor, and essentially we are going to be interfacing with that governor. So we will take that input and output, so we will take those two inputs and crunch them in code and PWM and output in order to control the RPM. Such is the theory. We're going to have to try a couple things because I am not 100% sure how this will work. I have a broad idea, but you guys should come along for the ride. Okay, I might have to cut some of that. You do not speak like an AI. You're very random. That's a good thing. Okay, thank you. The auto mode did not, it's a physical toggle switch. It didn't modify it. Okay, so first of all, we have to try something. Do I have, okay, I'm gonna turn off the camera, save some battery. I'm gonna have to check, do I have Zener diodes? Because the deal is that a RP2040 requires a maximum of 3.3 volts on its input. So I need to see if I have Zener diodes. So how a Zener diode works is I have to double check. This is all stuff I have to research on the fly. Is it a 1 to 10 volt, 0 to 10 volt control? It's a 0 to 12 volt control. So here is the RP2040, and there's the input, and here is the 12 volts. And so if you do a resistor, and then here a Zener diode or Zener diode to ground, I believe that would give us, so if that was like a 3 volt Zener diode, then this input here will never, it'll be clamped at 3 volts. It'll never go above 3 volts, and this can be something high, like a 10K or something. So there'll never be enough current to destroy the RP2040 or the Zener diode, and yeah. Never heard about this one. A Zener diode? It was, so they often used Zeners or Zeners. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But they often use them as power supplies for very, very low power microcontrollers, just like a quick and dirty power supply. And what's cool about the Zener or the Zener diode is that it's actually meant to operate in reverse breakdown mode. So in the forward mode, it's the exact same as every other diode, but in its reverse. Oh, 0 to 12? That's because it's automotive spec. It uses a 12-volt battery. AI thinks you're a Canadian now? No, we wouldn't. AI knows better. Don't worry about that. I have a collection of Zeners. So if I don't have any Zeners, the other idea is to use a 3805 regulator, basic, or 3803, and it's basically going to take the 12 volt in and turn it into 3 volts, basically. I just need to find where I put them. I can use voltage division too. That might actually be better. That might actually be better. Maybe I'll just use voltage division because I've got shit tons of resistors, and resistors are not semiconductors, so that should be fine. So let's say, surprised my boss didn't buy two. My boss is a fantastic guy. He's a great guy. And I'm not even kidding. It is probably the best boss you can potentially work for. He's got one critical flaw though. And that critical flaw is that he is cheap. How do I explain this? Our clients are like, their yearly budgets are in the 3-digit millions. Yet, it's hard to explain because he bills way lower than any competition. And that means that this company probably always will select him, so that's good. You get a lot of work. However, I think he went too far in the cheapness. So I know more or less what he makes every year, and for the amount of work he does, it is not enough. So, yeah. Yeah, so this, it's a 4-stroke like implement engine, Jackie. So it has an electronic governor, and that electronic governor also does throttle control. So you just send it if you short the control to 12 volts, it'll just go wide open throttle, essentially. So it's 2 built in. It has a stepper motor. What was I looking for? Oh yeah, we need to calculate some resistances. I need to sit down for a minute so that actually works. Google says Zener. Zener. Zener diode. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna sit. Oh my god. All right. So we need to get resistor divider calculator. This is, you can do this on paper, but there's calculators available. Doesn't matter. Okay, so voltage input. That'll be, let's go like 13 volts. And then we want like, I don't know, 100K. 100, 1, 2, 3. Can I don't. Okay, sorry, that's not. Okay, output voltage, we want, let's go 3.3, source voltage 12, let's go 13 to be sure, and resistance, actually I'll go 3 volts, so we can try to be sure. What is the high threshold voltage RP 2040? I just want to make sure. Okay, about 2.3. So let's go. We'll go for 2.5. 2.5 volts, and like, I don't know, say 100,000 ohms. Calculate. That'd be 23.8. So 23.8 is going to be hard. What if we go 2.22K? $2.3, and what does this give us? That's very, very close. Okay, what about 47K? Too high. Okay, what about 220K and 47, 2.28. Signal before the transistor, because I think it has an isolated ground. It's because it's got a... So a couple reasons. One is you're going to get a couple diode drops on the ground here, because you've got at least the bridge rectifier, which will be two diode drops. So I might not get my full 12 volts, for example. But let's go like here, that's the negative, and that's the negative. It's isolated. Oh, not isolated. Yes, isolated. So it's isolated ground. So it's not the same. Little punchy and weird this morning. Oh. So let's see what resistors I actually have. Let's look for some nice high value. Okay. 47 ohm. 20. Do have 100K. 680. 4.7. Yeah, I do have a 220K. Okay, so let's go back here. So I need something smaller than 47K. Bigger than 47K. $72K would be nice. Um, 72. $15. 60. $22K, 7.5K, 3.3. $180K. 15 megs. 39K. What are we looking for again? Like in the 70. We have 56K. And 68K. I think 68K might do it. Let's go here and go 68K. 68K. 3 volts. That's good. So 220K and 68K will drop us to 3.0. And if I do 12 volts here, 2.8. And then if I go 14, 3.306, that's getting close. 15 is a bit high, but should be tolerant. Should be close to what we need. Picked up the leftover parts from someone's Prusa Core 1 upgrade for $10. That's awesome. Good for you. So let me, I'm going to print screen this whole shebang. Save. Sure, put it on the desktop, make a new folder. Project blower. There we go. 2 microcontrollers should be connected to the same power supply. No. I need my microcontroller to be on the straight up 12 volt battery because that's what the that's what the MOSFET needs to be referenced to, and that's what the electronic governor needs to be referenced to. So that's what I'm doing. I will put a buck converter though in between. Yeah, I will put a buck converter between the input and the micro though. To me, that's just good sense. Okay, so That's good. So 220 and 68K, which we have right there. Okay, right from the 12 volts. So that's good. Oh, I need to get my 220. Again, if I were doing this like permanently, I would get a Zener diode to clamp 220K. I put 220K, right? Not 220, not 22 meg, yeah, 220K. What do you mean I need to, no, I don't need to insulate the microcontroller from the MOSFET. I don't think so. Could be wrong though, and I'm willing to be wrong. Okay, so that will be good for that. And so my plan is to, so now this is no longer the plan. Now this is the plan. Okay, so that's RP2040. So now we'll take this and this. This will be the 68K. And this will be the 220. Then this to ground, and then this to 12 volts. There. I don't need an optocoupler. Although I can run an optocoupler because I was going to so my original plan was to drive the MOSFET with a transistor, but I could run it with the, but I mean, if something goes wrong, it'll fry this too. So it doesn't really matter, because if there's like a voltage spike here, this will die. Because let's see, so the input capacitor is 50 volts. But I'm pretty sure if there's a voltage spike, this box is done for. I mean, look, they're not even using optocoupling on their relays. See that? Just a standard transistor and a flyback diode. So if I look at F24, whoa, F24, what size is that? SOT 223 or 23 F4? Sorry, F4. Marking SOT 23. They're using oh, don't know, F425. Oh, not SOT 23. Is it 223? I don't remember now. Opto would be good. Okay, you can say bad design all you want, but the point is, this is probably going to work just fine. And honestly, I need to be done this by Thursday, so it doesn't matter if this thing fries. If this thing fries, that's not on my prerogative. And also, there's input capacitance. There is an actual 12-volt battery, so it's a big voltage spike sink. I believe, personally, my belief, that if something were to go wrong, it'll be mostly user error. And I honestly don't have time to put 20 hours of engineering into it. It's just, it's not productive. It's not, this is what we have to work with. So we're going to work with that. So we'll just leave it at that. And you can disagree all you want, but like unless you're providing and unless you're providing like a solution, if you want to email me a circuit diagram, then go nuts. See, it is SOT 23. I was being gaslit. So it is a SOT 23 package. I'm pretty sure it's just an NPN transistor. So it's got this thing has no, I mean, there's no like TVS diode, there's no MOV, there's no nothing. However, this is an industrial controller. So it is what it is. Okay, here is a Chinese module, and it's not a cheap one either. There's way cheaper than this. It's not using optos. I don't know what to tell you. Unless it uses optos in the under the shield where the microcontroller is. But no optos. Not using optos. We are doing down and dirty, and we're having it work. Because I know there are best practices to follow, but I have to use what I have in stock, and I have to have it done by Thursday. Ideally, have it done by today. Because if I take too long, Bossman is going to pay me more, and I know Bossman, and he will not forward that cost to the customer. It'll come out of his pocket. That's just the type of guy he is. So, oh, this is not even an RP2040. So this is not, I'm rushing because I am spending his money. Does that make sense? So, like I said, I know my boss man. He's a very good man, but unfortunately, that means that he eats the poop so that nobody else has to eat the poop. All right, so do I want one with pins or not with pins? Maybe we start with pins and then we'll work our way backwards. So that can go there. This can go here. Okay, we need power for it. So I was going to use a little buck converter to grab from the 12 volts. Let's see, power and regulators. Ugh. So I have these little boost buck modules, or buck modules, and if I just, this one's a used one. Used is good though, because it means it did work at one point. Or there's these guys who are fixed voltage. Not a lot of input capacitance on this, or output capacitance. So I can feed the 5 volt directly here. Don't like the small component count on here. I might go with these modules that I've used a lot before, or these modules which are even smaller. All right, let's take these apart, take the wires off this. I will solder a capacitor on them, input and output, and then, because it already has this small ceramic cap, but I'll put a larger cap to not brown it out. Might actually just leave the wires. Maybe I'll resolder them properly. How about that? Okay. Put this guy up on here. So essentially we're going to steal these, and we're going to fix them up. Let's see, where's my boxes? There we go, boost that up so you guys can see better. How much the engine costs if it falls offline for any reason. Well, right now it's offline. And so what they're doing is they are blowing leaves by hand, and they have I don't know if I can say how much land they have to deal with, but let me tell you that it's a lot. So essentially it's costing them like lots of labor. This is the output to make up for the fact that this machine is offline. So needless to say, they are excited at the prospect of us fixing their machine. They excited would be a understatement. And this is another thing that my boss offers, is that if you bring it to a local shop, they will say, well, you need to buy the new controller at whatever the cost that the original supplier says it costs. And then they put a markup on it, and then they install it, and they charge for the install. So we are probably doing this at a fraction of the cost. There's one. There's 2. And now let me get some capacitors. I always like adding capacitance wherever I can. Here we go, these guys. Don't understand why they don't want to pay a real price. They can. They can pay the real price. But they have pretty strict budgeting. So the thing is that my boss has, well, my boss and I've worked for my boss now for a long time. We've saved them so much money in the past, and that allowed them to buy new equipment or to hire more staff. And so we are the go-tos for anything. There's stuff that's above our pay grade. Like safety critical stuff we don't mess with. For example, my boss actually, while I wasn't there, he rigged this machine to work without the remote. But it's a pain in the butt, and it's not as quick as if the remote was working. Okay, so there. Obviously I soldered that upside down. I really, really wanted to make a PCB for this, by the way, because I think it'd look so much cooler. Yeah, he doesn't do that. ITT. He is honestly, like, he could make so much more money if he just priced appropriately, because like he's already sold them. This company, I don't think, would go to anybody else, because just the fact that he's like available to them whenever they have any questions or any problems, and he doesn't charge for a lot of the like consultation, even though he should. I'm telling you, my boss is just a good man. He makes enough to survive and feed his family and pay me, and he's happy. He is not a raving capitalist, so to speak. Okay, there we go. Now we need to adjust the output. We should have adjusted the output before putting the cap. It'll be a little bit harder. And by the way, ITT, all the stuff you're saying would have been, he's been told this by me, by his partner, like his wife. All of this stuff, it doesn't matter. He is always nervous that he's going to get outbid, and, you know, right now he has a comfortable life and he'd rather do the comfortable. No. I took a look at it. I believe it's corrupted firmware and it's very proprietary. So the deal is, I think this is the best. I do believe this is the best way to do it. Okay, so this is the input side. Let's put 12 volts to her. Oh, by the way, did I put a low voltage capacitor? No, 25 volts. We're okay. So that is input. That is the input on the ground. There's the input on the power. Oh, that's tight. Okay, and now we still need to hook up a DMM. Well, let's see if it blows up first. Current 0.25 or 0.2, that's okay. On 12 volts, that's good. Now we need to check the voltage out. And we are looking here for 5 volts. As close as makes no difference. But it'll be set to whatever I had it before. .83 volts. So we need to wind that down quite a bit. I do remember that these things are a pain in the ass to set. So that went up. I need to buck more. .9. That's just not how it works. I don't want to explain too much because I don't want to give away who the client is or where I work. Okay, 4.24. You're getting within striking distance. .48. We should be good there, but I am gonna crank it up a little bit. .06. We are right in that spec. So that's perfect. And we'll grab this. And then to harden it a little bit, That's too small. And oh yeah, if it takes too long to build this, I'm just gonna tell Bossman it took less time, and then he'll pay me my original estimate. And I'll just say that it was Chat's fault. It would have been done sooner, like in fewer labor hours, but Chat was being Chat was slowing progress. That's my excuse. I know I have some fat stuff. It's not quite fat enough. Where's my fatness? I think I have thicker than a Snicker. Is this it? Nope. Nope. Pretty sure I can visualize the thicker stuff I have, and I was thinking, like, there's no way I'm going to be using this stuff. Oh, here it is. Look at that fatty. Stop being underpaid. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. As you can see, this is it's a little too precarious. I've done this multiple times before. I just don't want to build a whole fixture. Okay. Chat will bonk you if you don't get paid for your time. Look, man. Right now, I'm doing what I need to. And I'm building a portfolio. If you haven't noticed, this is my first professional embedded project. I am, mark my words, I am going to be an embedded developer someday. And just this will be on my portfolio, that's all. Plus, like I said, Bossman is good people. It's very rare to have an employer care so much about you. So I could tell him that it took me 40 hours to do this, and he would pay me 40 hours. But the thing is, it's just me and him. So he'll pay me whatever it costs. But I know that he won't forward that to the client, because the client was already told how much ish it was going to be. And so it would just take money from his family. And I don't want that. Not interested. I think if you get a good boss, it needs to go both ways. Okay, so power is figured. I will have to snip these at some point. But right now, I'm just doing parts that I can then show on the video. So I'll be like, oh, this is my idea for, and it's clear, right? So you can see. I'm going to get coffee, and then we'll move on. But So I'll just show this. The people on the YouTube video don't need to see this. They will see it. They don't need to see me building it. But essentially, I'll demonstrate that I get a clean, 5 volts out of here. And then that can hook up to the micro, and then we're good to go. So yeah, all right. I'll be right back with some coffee because I am coffee powered and I'm running low on power. Be right back. I'm back. All right. Pay in the future is generally a myth. It does seem to be heading that way. I mean, I've amassed so many skills, but because I don't have a degree, most employers won't look at me. And the reason that it seems like the reason is, you never get a straight answer out of any businesses, right? But it seems like the reason is AI screening for degrees. Please don't rearrange my bench. You first want to be too honest. I know this doesn't pay, but respecting to be paid less hours than you work is basically, yeah, well, of course. But the thing is that at the rate I'm getting paid to do this, it's actually quite a high rate of pay. And so, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm not an expert. I'm a hobbyist. Okay, so where is my RP? Didn't I have a Raspberry Pi here? And anyways, he asked me how long did I think I would take, and I said 3 to 4 hours, because genuinely I think that's how long it takes. But then there are overruns, right? Because I'm filming. I'm doing this for YouTube. I have to do things twice. So there's that. And also, I'm not taking the time to make a PCB and all this stuff. So it does cut down on time a lot. And then when I'm just like disorganized and can't find where the hell I put the microcontroller, that doesn't help either. Pardon me. Had a nice little burp there. So yeah, like right now I have officially lost the microcontroller. If I wasn't doing a live stream, I probably wouldn't have misplaced it. Right, I have to focus on more things. I'm reading chat. I mean, it's probably more than that. Probably more than an hour. But anyways, the power supply is done. So we can check a big thing off. And I'm just trying to clear off all the little things I can do that I don't need to do on camera quite yet. Okay, that can go there. I mean, here's a breadboard, but I'm sure I had one with a Raspberry Pi in it. And I don't mean that in the British sense. Raspberry Pi in it. Oi, Raspberry Pi in it. Like that. Oh, now I left my phone upstairs next to the coffee station. God damn it. Let me go grab it. Yeah, I don't know. I lost the Raspberry Pi, it's gone. You set it down and bam, it goes into the shadow realm. I mean, couldn't have gone far, right? It's like literally in the shadow realm. I'm like very confused because it is gone. Okay, anyways, we'll do something else while we wait. Let's set up our... Actually, no, it goes better when I don't stream. I think it's just because, like... I think something that people often forget is that when YouTubers are on camera, we are like on camera. Like we're personality-wise, we are entertainers. Like with some people, you get very close to what you would get. So like, for example, with me, I can speak for myself. I am very close to on camera as to what you get when you're in person with me. But my wife says there is a subtle difference. She says I get my professor voice on. And so there's like a mental tax to that. And then I'm reading chat. And then I'm always looking at this. I've got my stream protocol going. Like I've got the OBS running, so I'm always monitoring what's going on. I'm monitoring the chat. I'm conscientious right now about my back because my back is starting to hurt, but it's not too bad right now. It's definitely improved because normally I wouldn't be able to stand this long. Okay, so let's grab this. So that's positive. This is negative. So right here, we should get like 5-ish. I don't remember how much voltage we said, but let's figure it out. I think it was like 3 volts, very close to it. .8. Perfect. If I get a good connection there. 2.8. 2.826. And then go over here. And we'll measure this one backwards for fun. Oh, yeah, 12, yeah, because that's across both of them. That's across the wrong side. 2.775. So obviously we've got some variabilities in the resistor tolerances, but that's perfectly fine. You do lose things without even streaming. Sometimes they're just in front of my eyes, yeah. I'm Sci Guy was talking about this on his video yesterday because followers call him out for doing simple math using calculator. Yeah, true. I do simple math using calculator all the time. Am I sitting? No, I'm not. I'm not because I don't like the view of my workbench from like this angle. I think I saw that IKEA had a bar height stool with a backrest for a really good price, but I don't go to stores as much as I used to, so I'm just like sitting here hoping that something goes on sale that will deliver to my house. Plus, This is Victoria Day weekend here in Canada. So people are out in droves. It's insane. When people leave their houses, I like to stay in mine. Basically. Okay, so you know what I would really like? A Raspberry Pi. I swear I put one in a... You do math only with a calculator? Yeah. I do almost exclusively math with a calculator. I am just so confused as to where it went. Did I pack it away in this box? No. Oh, I spun too fast. I'm a little dizzy. It's not around here. Is it the holiday? Yeah, tomorrow is the holiday. Mr. Gerald. Mr. Gerald. That is not a Raspberry Pi. I might just be losing my mind, folks. That is a discrete possibility. Cause I'm losing my sight, losing my mind. If somebody would tell me I'm fine. Losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Something is right. I'm searching while I'm singing. I'm not just singing. I forgot. I don't even know what the name of that song is. I just know it's a song. May 24. Yeah, so how it works is it's the Monday. It's always the Monday that is on or before the 24th. And since the 24th is on the Sunday, the closest Monday that is on or before is tomorrow. So that's, I had to look that up too because I was like, that's kind of silly. And it is indeed silly. Where could I have possibly put it? I guess I'm just going to grab another one. And that one will be lost to the annals of time. Oh, my back. That wasn't a great feeling. Feels good to stretch it out, but getting into and out of the stretch position is not great. So I'm right now, I'm doing like a, I'm just crouched, essentially. Okay, back up. All right, so here we go. Thankfully, I've got like 18 of these. I'm gonna move these pairs around as well. You have an appointment tomorrow, 9 a.m., no holiday anymore. We had a lot of them lately. Like what holidays? So this will be the... That's the 220. It's the... Put that to ground. So that is one of our outputs. This 2-2, yeah. 2-2 is found. There we go. Okay. Your father was a mechanical engineer, early on slide ruler, later on calculator. He used Hewlett-Packard calls with reverse Polish notation. Interesting. Oh man, I should tell you guys what I did. So I keep forgetting to cancel my Claude subscription, mostly because I don't have the mental bandwidth to like program a whole bunch of software. Like I can't demand it make me software if I can't think of the software I want it to make me. But so anyways, I keep forgetting to cancel it, so I get billed on the cycle. And so what I did was I made it produce me an audiobook. Okay, because this is the big thing in my life right now, is that I have a lot of time where I spend either walking or driving. Okay, both of which I can't really be active, can't do anything active. So what I do is I listen to audiobooks. But the thing is, it's starting to get freaking expensive to buy audiobooks. So I had Claude, which I trust for like coding stuff. If you're standing, you have to get your table higher. Yeah, I don't have a standing desk here. Anyways, it would mess with the vertical height on my filming. So what I did is I had Claude write me a book, keeping in mind that it was audio format, and it's about zero to from a complete beginner to $200,000 a year as a programmer. I asked it to specifically outline and explain concepts rather than code, because I can't do code while I'm in the car or walking. And then I told it, these are the rules for audiobook. I'd spent quite a bit of time setting this up, and I said, just go. And it made me, hang on, let me see how many chapters it made me. It was a lot. Let me see. I'll explain the whole. No, I keep forgetting, for real. I don't use it enough to justify the subscription. It wrote me 79 chapters. Okay, which is great. And then I ran it through a piece of Python software called Kokoro. And Kokoro essentially does text to speech, but uses the CUDA cores in your GPU to do text to speech. And so basically, yeah, I made it into an audiobook, and it took very little effort for me to do it, but I did it. And so, yeah, now I have essentially audiobooks to listen to. So yesterday, on the way to and back from my fishing spot, I went through 10 chapters. So that was really neat. The $20 subscription, ITT. Starting to get keep forgetting. Your father passed away a couple years back. All his old calls still work. Sorry to hear that, Locke. I am definitely aware of my old man's age. He's starting to get up there. He came fishing with me in the at my fishing spot. Okay, so Okay, we'll grab this. We'll check here. That's not what I wanted. Also, I say my fishing spot, but it's his cottage. AI, I will tell you, I listened to about 15 chapters so far, and I will say AI did a banging job. Like seriously, like a really good job. Okay, so if we connect to blue, so we should get our voltage here. Yeah, 2.8. And then if we connect to white, I was like, oh my God, this is overheating. But no, I felt the heat from my coffee. 2.775, so perfect. We're good. So that is confirmed. So then now I can put my Raspberry Pi here. And now we should be good on pin 0 and 1. Okay, so now what's left? So we have the power supply. We need to do the output stage as well. But we can code stuff now to see if we can do this. Also, AI transcribes text very well. Anything like text-based, AI is great at. What it's not great at is creative tasks. It's very generic and formulaic. Okay, so let's see if we can write a little bit of code just so I can be sat for a little while. I'll send you here. I guess I'm going to do this in C. I might, because this is going into a production environment, I might just write the code and then have Claude rewrite it. Because I just don't want it to be wrong. Okay, so up here, import if needed. So I'm going to write pseudocode first and then code from there. So imports if needed, set up global variables. And I think that's all we need to do in the setup, in the general, and then in the setup, you don't have time for audiobooks? Yeah, it's because I can't watch anything while driving. So I'll tell you, my fishing spot is more or less an hour and a half each way by car. And the thing is, I hate driving. So set up pin modes. So it goes slow for me, but when I am listening to something active, like music doesn't do it for me, but I'm listening to something like audiobooks. No, Claude will not. Claude, man, ITT, if you haven't messed with Claude Code, you are missing out. It honestly is magic. Did I showed you guys? Hang on a sec. Where? I showed you guys the software it made for me, right? You listen to the video? Okay. But the thing is, where my fishing spot is, there's no internet connection. There's no cell coverage. And even worse than that is when I have spotty internet, when I go like between towers, sometimes it screws up. Okay. I mean, the thing is, ITT, I will just put this bluntly because I think you're a very intelligent person. So don't comment on the efficacy of AI unless you've used it extensively. Because I'll tell you, it writes really good code. Now, for a large code base, there's problems. But for like what we're doing here, it would do this in like seconds. Like seconds. Here, you know what? I'll just do it. I'll do the free. Hang on a sec. I'll just do the free tier. It writes phenomenal code. I gotta check gotta authenticate. At least like compared to me. Because like, that's like saying, I want to say, like, again, I'm being blunt because I think you're an intelligent person and you would appreciate the bluntness. But right now you're saying bread is horrible, it tastes bad. You expect bread to taste good, question mark? And then when asked if you've ever tasted bread, your answer is no. So I would say you know, obviously your opinions are valid on like the ethics or whatever, but Claude writes phenomenal code, and Qwen also. Qwen writes phenomenal code on a project where I take in 12 volt momentary input to RP 2040 0 wave share 2 on pins 0 and 1, and I need to output PWM signal as high frequency as possible to a transistor which will drive a MOSFET which will control 12 volt voltage at very low current. Input to a separate module. Like the discrete, like it to default always to 0% PWM on power on, and I would like a small delay because the momentary outputs inputs are human controlled, so I don't want it to ramp up too quickly nor too slowly. I would like the PWM to go in discrete steps. 0%, 20%, 40%, 60%, 70%, oops, 80%, 100%. You can pick the output pin as you like. The 12-volt input are coming in via voltage divider and have roughly 2.7, 2.8 volts. Half your projects aren't even documented information on the internet. Yeah. I mean, I get you, Jackie. I'm not saying that AI is good for everything. I am not a AI evangelist. But for the stuff it is good, you watch a lot of dev and they say result really depends. Yeah, of course, but we're doing something simple here. Oh shit, I forgot to ask it. This is... This is Python. Here's a doc string. Sorry, forgot to say Arduino C. Look how fast it's writing. This is so cool. Yeah. Okay, can I see it though? Where's my file? Oh, load file. Hold on a sec. It's not. Okay, I can download it. Here, let's download it. So let's see what it did. Default 0% power on, 20, 40, 60 and back. 400 milliseconds minimum between steps. So up and down. ADC threshold. Actually, I might just use this. This is great. So I don't know why we make an array here. And then a pointer. Current step, that's, yeah, state tracking. Last action milliseconds. It bothers me. This is freaking Me? No. Definitely not, Jackie. ITT, there are solutions to that too. I definitely could not have wrote this code in that amount of time. There's like no chance in hell. Hell, I think I'm just going to use this. Starting assembly of the Core 1 today. Grats. Just, Locke, one piece of advice I would give to you that you probably already know, but take your time and enjoy it, because you only get to build that project once. I would love to build my Voron again, but that's just not what we're doing, sadly. Okay, so let's see if this compiles. Wave share. There we go. Okay. And let's see if it compiles. Mixing candy paint, for example, it is intuitive to the clarity, not something. Yeah, of course. That's something physical. Oh, look at that, compiled the first try. Of course, Jackie, I agree with you. That's not something AI can do. I'm talking about coding, though. What an AI is very good for. I do wish I would have wrote this code, but this is a lot faster. So this compiles. Let's actually put it on the macro controller. So let's hold down boot. Okay, let's pop her in there. Upload. Oh, no upload port. Whoopsies. RP 2040. Why is there no port? Upload that shit. Yeah, I'm definitely not an AI evangelist. Just like I wouldn't use a hammer to sand a block of wood, I wouldn't use AI to mix candy paint. However, I would ask AI how to do it. Whoops. Oh, it's Qwen. It's chat.qwen.ai. Want to learn how to mix candy paint to paint cars with. Be as descriptive as you can. How is it done? I'm just curious to see what it'll come up with. Now, Qwen is extraordinarily slow, so I wouldn't wait around for it. Okay, so that is good. Now we have to design the output stage. So we would share the grounds. So we need something. I might end in a half hour, and we might finish this tomorrow. It is a holiday tomorrow. So this is what we went for with to pick up. We did a voltage divider to pick up the 3.3 volts. Now we're going to go with, we need to design our transistor stage. Now I lost my pen. Is it at the same spot as... Is my pen at the same spot as the Raspberry Pi? Vanished. It has been fun? Well, that's good. I'm glad you're having fun. Environmental effects of the AI, I don't really care because no one cares about the environment, but I'm more worried about the societal effect of it because until now the negative effects, yeah. What holiday? Victoria Day. I believe the Americans have something similar. I think next weekend you guys have Veterans Day. So same time of year. I mean, it doesn't change like when holidays are needed. We just name them different things. Okay, seriously, how can my pen have gone to the Shadow Realm? I guess I have to use this pen, but it's shitty. It's not my scribe driver. Where's my scribe driver? Losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Losing my sight, losing my mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Nothing's alright. I think that's how that song goes. Okay, anyways. So here, let's do, so we've got the RP2040. 2040. What pin did what's his face select for us? 15. Coating something transparent, such as taillights, would be more like a 12:1. Oh, I see. The ratio. Now I understand. So we got pin 15. Okay. Then we have we're going to have a base resistor of unknown value. Then we have our transistor. So I want to use an NPN, which never points in. Okay. And we can feed that off the 5 volts here. So that'll be 5 volts here. And we need a resistor, but that'll drop. Hang on a sec. typically you want your resistor here. Yeah, let's go see what AI said. Hang on. Let's see what AI said. Okay. You can judge it, Jackie. You can tell me if it's good or not. Candy paint is one of the most stunning and complex finishes in automotive painting. It creates deep, jewel-like translucent color that seems to glow from within. Here's everything you need to know, described in detail how it's done. Okay? It's not a pigment-based paint. It's a transparent dye or tint called candy concentrate suspended in a clear carrier. Because it is transparent, light passes through the colored layer, reflects off a metallic or pearlescent base coat underneath, and bounces back to your eye, creating that legendary depth and wet look. Okay. Important, candy paints are mid-coats, not final finishes. They must be sealed under a clear coat for protection and gloss. If you want to work at home, really need to organize. Yeah, but it's not my lack of organization. It's just vanished. It's gone. 3 ways to mix candy paint. All candy starts with a candy concentrate, a highly concentrated transparent dye. You mix this concentrate into one of 3 carriers depending on your project needs. So far, so good, Jackie? So you can either use 2K clear coat method, most durable but most difficult. So 5 parts catalyzed 2K clear coats, 1 part candy concentrate, 5 to 1. Sprays like regular clear coat, thick and slow drying. Yeah, I know, that's why I need Jackie to tell me. That's why. Full car solid candy jobs where maximum durability is needed. Spray over a fully cured metallic pearl base coat. Allow proper flash time between coats. 3 to 5 light to medium coats to build color depth. Let flash, then apply 2-3 final coats of plain 2K clear coat, no candy, for UV protection and polish ability. Because it's slow drying and thick, it's easy to get runs or uneven color buildup, requires expert spray technique. How does that sound so far? Like, can you read it and tell me? Here. Should be able to, yeah, share. Okay, copy link. Here you go. Tell me, Jackie, if this looks accurate. That doesn't work for you? Yeah. Cleanliness is, organization is difficult. But then again, magicians are supposed to have things disappear. Okay, so my issue is we need to use a PNP. So we're going to use a PNP. So let me try that again. You know what? It's almost as if I thought of this a while ago, that I keep making drawings and erasing them. It's almost as though I thought of a solution to this so I could stop doing that. And so I bought something that is erasable and shows up well on camera. I need to get a big boy eraser for this. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go buy like 3 or 4 of these so I can have a good basis to work from. Okay, so we've got, so that's our RP 2040. There's pin 15. We'll go D15 because that's what it is. D15. And then we are going to use a dropper resistor. Okay, and then this will be, let's say 1K. I'll put a question mark because we don't know. And then we're going to use here a PNP, which points in perpetually. And this will be plus 5 volts from the micro. Okay, and then this will come down and to a resistor. So let's say 1K down to ground. So that is the full path. And then this okay, there's our MOSFET. And we are going to grab 12 volts from there. And there's the body diode. And we are going to send this out to my signal like that, and we need a resistor here. It doesn't have to be that high. 1K approximately. So that is our setup. Erase is better if you don't wait too long. Yeah, I know. Yeah. See, Jackie, okay. First of all, thank you for going to go read that. And this is what I think the true power of AI is. You do not have to go to college anymore. If you are disciplined, and I do mean disciplined, and you know how to ask AI, AI can teach you anything you need to learn aside from the hands-on part, right? Like, it can teach you all the concepts you need to know to become a good coder. You still need to practice. You still need to put it into effect. You still need to, write your code and then have the AI brutally criticize your shitty code. But you can learn concepts. I think that's the cool part. You still need to practice. You still need to do a lot of work on your own. Your practice hours don't come free. However, it is pretty damn good, I think. Yes, it's tricky. I agree with you, Jackie. And I think that is the big problem too, right now, is that people okay, just take exactly what I just did, right? What did I just do? I was like, I'm going to make the code, right? That's what I said. I'm going to make the code, and then I'm going to have AI correct it. But I was like, screw it. Because I'm getting paid for this, it's quicker for Claude to just make the code. So I jumped a step, and I made Claude make the code. If your interest is learning what you would learn at a university level, for example, if you skip that once, you just missed out on all that knowledge. That's what I'm thinking. And I think college has different effect on you. Yes, no, I agree. You would have to do that yourself, ITT. That's what I'm saying. You would be responsible for doing all the studying and learning and researching and paper writing and grading, all that stuff. That all falls on you. But I'm saying it is possible. I just don't think it's easy, but I think it is possible. So that's what I had it write me the audiobook for, is because when I'm driving, it's all wasted time. That I love learning, right? I spend a lot of time learning. But when I'm driving, I'm wasting time. I'm just passively driving. So I had AI write me an audiobook so that I can keep learning while driving. Nothing wrong with using AI to code, just need to keep on top of it and use AI as a tool to help you, not to write the whole thing without any understanding from yourself. Yeah, so I agree. This is a commission project. and I'm basically getting paid hourly for this. So I decided to go ahead and have it write it for me. But yeah. Okay, so we need a, I'm gonna probably put a resistor in here also to limit, probably like 5K. So let's build this stage. So that is a like 2N3907. What is the PNP? See, I've been away from doing things like this for a while. So I know the 3904 is the NPN, but what is the PNP equivalent? 2907. So 2N2907. And then for the MOSFET, I have some 2N7000s here. So 2N7000. And with like a 5K, I'm just going to make sure that the 2N7000 is okay for 12 volts. But with the 5K current limit, current limiting resistor, I should be within the current limit. Humans technically need to be social. Yeah, no, I get you, ITT, but I can be social. So yeah, if anything, is anybody interested? Like, if I open up a chapter of the audiobook, is anybody going to be interested to take a look? I'm debating publishing it. Obviously, I would publish it for free. But like, I don't know. Do you guys want to see an excerpt? Excerpt. So here, this is an example. So here's the size of a chapter. It's pretty big, but like I did 10 chapters on the way to and on the way back from my fishing spot. So it goes pretty quick when it's spoken. But here, I'll give you, so this is the intro to the chapter. So here, what a variable is. The biggest downside to AI, if you were in a meeting with other true coders, they might have a tough time conversing in a business environment. Yeah, possible. Is the original book free? It is completely created by Claude under my instructions. Claude wrote this wholesale. So yes, I use the Pro Claude, so it's a higher end model than the free one, but it is completely generated. And I had it look back over and ensure that it was accurate. It's like 79 chapters. And I can tell you, if I go here, when I converted it to audio with Kokoro, the Python project, where? Oh, here. It is 1.37 gigabytes, 79 chapters in MP3 mid quality. But I'm thinking of publishing it. So here, a variable is a named location in memory where, if you see anything wrong, by the way, all the coders in here, tell me. It's like a technical manual, but it's essentially an audiobook that talks conceptually about everything you need to know from a complete beginner It uses Python as an example language, and it teaches you how to be a professional coder. So this is chapter 9, variables and data types. Chapter 20 is file input outputs. Chapter 26 is encapsulation. Chapter 32 is stacks and queues. Chapter 44 is JavaScript. Chapter 53 is authentication and authorization. Chapter 66 is microservices and monoliths. Chapter 76 is behavioral interviews. Chapter 79 is continuous learning. So, like, really, it is exhaustive. But this is what I wanted. I wanted, like, a shit ton of chapters to listen to. Anyways, a variable is a named location in memory where a value is stored. That is the complete definition and is worth sitting with for a moment. When your program runs, it uses the computer's RAM. That's fast temporary memory we discussed in the early chapters. To hold data while it works. RAM is just a vast collection of addressable storage locations, each capable of holding a small amount of binary data. The CPU can read from and write to any location using its address, a number identifying that specific spot in memory. So it's that kind of thing. It's like higher end thinking. It's not, there's no code, because I can't do code in the car or while walking. So it's just conceptual stuff. But yeah, I could probably publish this on YouTube for you guys to listen to. So yeah. And if I don't come up with anything, let me just tell my wife that I'm almost done streaming. If I can't think of anything to use my Claude subscription for the rest of the month, I will maybe have it converted into a textbook so I can publish the written thing. I just think that there are uses for AI that are positive. And I agree that AI is not for everybody. I agree that it is a bit of a scary, slippery slope. But like, I didn't make this with AI. This is all just standard stuff in my brain. Oh yeah, 2N7000, that's what I'm looking for, the data sheet. 2N7000 data sheet. This is a PDF. Drain to source voltage. I just need to reorient. Drain to source. Okay, yeah. 60 volts. Ah, we're fine. Wish you could AutoCAD while driving. Me too. Actually, AI had tried to it tried to AR glasses, tried to sell me some AR glasses so that I can do things like play simple video games. I suggest, Jackie, I suggest Qwen, Qwen, for general inquiries. Gemini for like human-centered inquiries, like stuff where the model has to make a lot of inferences, and Claude for like coding. So again, the tools, proper hammers, whatever. Okay. So yes, so when I was trying to figure out a solution to keep my mind occupied while I was walking on the treadmill or taking long walks, AI had suggested that I get AR glasses because they have a screen built in that you can see through, so you can still not smash into everything, not have to hold your phone, and then you could use a little USB controller in your pocket and you could play like Pokemon or something. But I think audiobooks work really well for me. I found a couple through my library, but only a couple. I finished 4. Let me see how many I finished. I have finished... that's not true. I finished that one, didn't I? Oh, this one I finished. Mark completed. Okay, so I finished 3 books so far, which represent a lot of time. So I finished Adam Savage, Every Tool's a Hammer, Life is What You Make It. Really good book. I finished, here, I'll show you guys. So this one. So finished that one. I finished this one. Get Programming, Learn to Code with Python by Annabelle. And I finished this one, The Pragmatic Programmer. So those 3 are done. And I am halfway done. What is this one? Anyways, I'm halfway done computational thinking. Yeah, for sure. For sure, ITT. I've been driving for 30 years now. Is that true? No, 20 years now. 22-ish years. So I think I got a hang of it. Okay, so my 2N7000 should work. So on tomorrow's stream, what I think I'll do is we're going to do the hardware setup in little modules, and then we're going to record the video, and then we're going to solder it together, confirm that it works, and then, confirm that it works, then solder it together, and then we'll be good to go. So I think that is it for today. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you all for being here. Hey Locke, welcome back. And yeah, tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel. The only reason I wouldn't be here tomorrow is if I hurt my back, or if my wife didn't have to work in the morning and we decided to take the morning off together. Anyways, thank you everyone for being here. Catch you on the next one. Bye.